From McFarlane's DC Multiverse line, this is Nekron, the main villain of one of the first big comic book events I remember as a kid, that being the Blackest Night series. It hasn't aged the best, but I still have a bit of nostalgia for that storyline, and as a result, I'm so excited to get this, one of the next mega figures from Multiverse being Nekron. I say one of the next, even though this guy's been out for a while, I'm just like picking him up. So, I want to take a look-see at him and see just how ghoulish McFarlane was able to make this rotting zombie of a villain. Getting this guy out of the box, and this is some good stuff, man. So, Nekron, as I said, is supposed to be this rotting zombie of a character. He is the living embodiment of death. There is a Green Lantern villain named Black Hand. He formed the Black Lantern Corps. The Black Lantern Corps is made up of literal decaying bodies that are brought back to life to try to destroy the living, and they all answer back to this dude. He is quite literally the Grim Reaper of the Green Lanterns, and even though there's an actual character that's supposed to be Death in DC, if you've ever read The Sandman, you know who that is. This guy is kind of a better superhero Death, if you want Death to be a supervillain, I guess. I don't know, I like the other Death better, but this one is still a very cool villain. And just looking at its body, look at the rotting details, the skull hanging limp, in here, that heart that's rotting and cold. It's so cool, man. And then here, let's actually look at the rest of the body. I love his entire outfit, this kind of open chest robe, and then down here kind of more armored in the legs. This material around here, it's a very rubbery plastic. We'll see how well it ages, but it feels like it can take a while. And the thing I like is that it's not black. It's a very dark green, and it helps to give a little bit of extra depth to the figure. The sculpting, as always, is spectacular throughout. That's one of the big hallmarks of McFarlane. Even when their figures aren't great, they're always at least pretty well sculpted. And I like just how they did this guy. He comes with one accessory alongside the card and the stand, but we don't talk about those because they're boring. He came with a scythe, and at the scythe's head, that is a Black Lantern. So this guy doesn't actually have a Black Lantern ring, but he carries the main battery, the main lantern, in his scythe. Unfortunately, the scythe came out of the box pretty bent up. That's not great. I'm going to try to fix it with hot water. It's a really unfortunate problem, because otherwise this figure's so strong. I hate that his accessory came out so limp. But alongside that, let's look at articulation. We have a ball joint at the head. Believe it or not, this neck shackle really doesn't get in the way all that much. So, have a universal at the shoulder, upper arm rotation, double jointed elbows, universal at the wrist, universal at the hip, though it is impaired by this robe, double joint at the knee, and then we have rotation up and down at the boot, and a boot cut here. Toe cut, I should say. So you do have articulation here. Unfortunately, the robe will get in the way of that, but again, I think this guy's main appeal. But then again, the main appeal of this guy is his presence, and I think that can't be understated. Just for scale, here we have Nekron alongside a couple of Black Lanterns, that being Superman, Batman, and Deathstorm, as well as fellow big, in terms of beefy, Green Lantern villain Atrocitus. I think I'll say about this Nekron is, even though he's not the beefiest of the mega figures, he's amongst the tallest, and I think that's a good look for him. He should be kind of tall, kind of scrawny, but still something that everyone has to look up to. It's taken a very long while, but we're finally getting some good Green Lantern representation within the McFarlane toy line, and I think the Black Lantern Corps is starting to shape up to be something really cool. I'd love to get a couple more figures, but at the same time, I'd also like to get some more love to the Sinestro Corps, or the Red Lantern Corps, or literally any Blue Lanterns, or Indigo Lanterns, or Star Sapphires. So, at the end of the day, I just kind of want more Lantern stuff, but I'm happy that we at least have a good core from the Black Lanterns, if for no other reason than my own nostalgia. And all that is to say, Nekron is a great figure with an unfortunately pretty iffy accessory, but his look and presence alone really help bring up any shelf.